Hello, friends, and happy Veterans Day. Thank you for everyone who served in the military and for your sacrifice. Sacrifice is actually the theme that I want to touch on today. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about that, how people used to view their duty and freedom as a means to for self-sacrifice for the good of others. So today, what I want to talk about is a sacrifice that I believe was made in politics in this country, and a sacrifice that was worthwhile. When we're talking about the reasons that Republicans did not do so well in the midterm elections as was projected, one of the main reasons is because of the overturning of Roe versus Wade and the Dobbs decision earlier this year. And many people believe, and I agree, that drove a lot of people with more of a left center or more independence, with a left center point of view, as well as far leftists, obviously, to go out and vote against the conservative positions, the conservative candidates, because of the overturning of Roe versus Wade and the Dobbs decision earlier this year. And so many people are wondering, should they have waited? Should the Supreme Court have waited to hear that case until after the midterm elections, and so on and so on? But I don't think so. I think that the Dobbs decision should have been taken on as soon as possible, and that any losses we had in the midterm elections was a worthy sacrifice to make for the overturning of Roe versus Wade, because in the intervening months since Dobbs to the midterm elections, hundreds and possibly thousands of children's lives were saved when the so-called right to abortion, the right to murder your baby, if such a thing existed, was relegated to the states, and it was no longer federally mandated. So many states began to put restrictions on abortion immediately, and that being the case, I'm sure that many children's lives were saved in the months between Dobbs and the November midterms. So I will take the win for the pro-life position, saving the lives of children, over the possible win of more midterm election candidates winning the Conservative Party. So I am happy about that sacrifice, and I think it was a worthy sacrifice. And so that's a little bit of good news, is that we will continue to see hopefully more restrictions, more states giving more restrictions to the murdering of babies, and many more lives saved. So that's some positive encouragement for today. On the same vein, in the idea of sacrifice, I would say that despite whether you think Trump endorsements for the midterm elections caused them to fail or not, I mean, it looks like the numbers indicate that a lot of conservative candidates did fail because they were endorsed by Trump. Whether or not that's the case, Trump is right now starting to attack some of his own party, and it looks like he's putting himself first above the party. And you may say he's done that before, and that's true, but that's not the campaign he ran on originally. Originally, it was, I'm for you, the people. I'm running against the establishment. Now it seems that he's created himself to be the establishment and kind of pushed others away that don't agree with him. He needs to learn a little bit of self-sacrifice if he is going to continue to be a primary figure for the Conservative Party. So he needs to learn to give up his ego. I don't think that will happen, but he may end up being the nominee, and that's fine. But if he is, he needs to learn to hold back a little bit. He needs to learn some self-sacrifice and to promote others, who, especially those who agree with his positions, the best that he did when he was with us, such as promoting and nominating the candidates to the Supreme Court, was a self-sacrificial move that was to promote somebody else. So he needs to learn to do that, and that needs to be the center of the conservative movement is to promote the good of others, even at our own expense. So that's always the best way to go, and I hope that conservatives learn that lesson. Duty and self-sacrifice are virtues that this country was founded on, built on, and that's what will continue to lead to success. So sacrifice of the midterm elections for a worthy cause of overturning Roe versus Wade and the Dobbs decision, definitely worth the sacrifice. Sacrificing yourself and your own ego and your own self-promotion to promote others around you, that's what the Conservative Party needs to do. They need to get serious about that, about putting the will of the American people before themselves and promoting those who agree with what's best for this country. So self-sacrifice is the theme today, and I want to thank everyone for watching, and especially any veterans out there for your self-sacrifice. God bless.